Thanks for being here. Carlos here, Amish Matchmakers. My wife and I, we help Amish singles to find incredibly godly spouses who love the Father, want to connect and have epic marriages and develop legacies that are rooted and founded in faith, freedom, and above all else, love. Love is the key. Well, it's Tuesday. Men pursue what they value. If you stop pursuing her mind, you slowly lose her heart. This is your week to learn how to pursue her. So that's what we're going to talk about this week. Pursuing her mind matters. Women connect emotionally through conversation. So we're going to talk about communication, confidence, connection, commitment, why all these things matter. The three C's of connection, three C's of intimacy, the three C's of love. So above all else, love. Oh, what's in your cup today? See that? Remember who you are. Mufasa. There's a little picture of a lion on the front. A little lion, though, a cub. You're developing who you are. Man, I'm glad you're here. This is Love Talk with the Amish Matchmakers. And this is men's edition where we connect. And good morning, Mr. Ken. Thanks for being here, buddy. Pursue her. What does it look like to pursue her? What does it look like to develop and grow who we are, our identity, our connection with the Father matters. Our connection with her matters. So this today or this week, excuse me, we're going to work on this, pursuing her, what that looks like. Why does it matter? Well, it's important for us to utilize our three core activities and to walk in confidence and develop better communication skills and be more committed. And we're going to talk about how our core activities really impact this and make a difference, and how you think pursuing her is one way and it might be another. We'll see. But this has to do with you single men. This has to do with you married men. Has to do with you men that are engaged. Whether you've been married for 50 years, you've been married for 50 hours. As I'm very blessed and grateful. Hopefully, Mr. Andrew is listening in. He a lot of times will plug in, but Andrew, congratulations on getting married this past weekend. It was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. You and Laura are an incredible couple, and I'm grateful to have been a part of that, to have been able to give Laura away. It's the first time that's ever happened, and it was such a blessing, such a blessing. And just to get to see that beautiful connection that you and Laura have, and you're pursuing her, and then pursuing the hearts of the children and the hearts of their mother, the heart of the mother. Men, you will pursue what you value. And I want to tell you, you need to pursue her mind. Women connect emotionally through conversation. And it's very normal and typical that women are verbal processors. I happen to be, good morning, Richard, a verbal processor as well. Probably because my mother raised me and she was very much so a verbal processor. My mother, Diane, I love her. Blessed by her. Thank you, Mama, for giving birth to me. Honoring you this morning. But women connect emotionally through conversation. So when a man listens deeply, asks good questions, remembers details, and shows curiosity, guess what? She feels seen, safe, chosen. Okay? I'm going to say that again. When a man listens deeply, asks good questions, thoughtful, good questions, and remembers details and actually shows curiosity, a woman feels seen, safe, chosen. When you pursue her mind, it helps to build emotional attraction. So, how can we do this? Well, confidence, man. Confidence, confidence, confidence. The three C's of love, the three C's of intimacy, the three C's that will get you more activity intimately. If you're married, that is, you'll have more intercourse. We could say that, I think, maybe. I know that sometimes social media, yeah, anyways, censor you if you say certain words. So maybe that one passes. But the point is that pursuing her makes a difference. So, what does a confident man look like? A man that knows how to ask good questions. And how do you learn how to ask good questions, man? You practice. It's so interesting. Action is really the only thing that overcomes fear. Repetition is really the only thing that builds skills. It is the mother of all skills. Repetition, repetition, repetition. However, you want to repeat things that are beneficial and good. So, confident men ask real questions. What's a real question, you might ask? I'm glad you asked. That's a great question. Because confident men ask real questions. But what are real questions? Well, questions that show, like we just said, that you see her, that you want to keep her safe, and that she is chosen. So, what does that look like, man? What kind of questions? Where do I get this? I'm glad you asked that too. Form, family, occupation, recreation. And then there's family, occupation, recreation, message. Form is an acronym. So you're asking questions about her family. Well, I already know her family. Okay. When you hear the word family in form, it's an acronym to help remind you to ask good questions. All right. We just said that. Real questions, good questions. Family stands for something personal in her life, something that you know about her, maybe that nobody else knows, or something that shows that you're paying attention, something that shows that you care, something that shows that you see her. Something shows you want to protect her, that you love her. So a question maybe if she's struggling with something physically in her body or an ailment or some kind of sickness or some kind of uh, maybe she had a stomach issue or maybe she had a headache, maybe she had a sore shoulder from something she did or maybe even the littlest thing like she had a cut on her finger from something she did when she was working on some stuff around the house and cut it. That you actually know that and care and noticed it and ask her about it. How's your finger? Or maybe, like I said, it's something with her gut that day. She didn't eat something, didn't sit well with her. Later that day, you could ask, how are you feeling? Is your stomach feeling better? It shows that you care. It shows that she's seen and heard and that you love her and want to protect her. Those are real questions, man. Occupation? Well, what does she occupy her time with today? What kind of activities does she do? What was her favorite part of the day? What does she learn about herself and others today, or ways that she connected with others, the children, family, right? That's part of even family, something personal, but even family that she was connected to today. Pause here. Good morning, Carlos. Thank you for your comments, by the way. It's a good day. Yes, it is. And good morning, Richard. And who's this? This is awesome. Sure who this is. Hey, man, we love what you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that encouragement. I really do. I really do. I'm glad to know that this is beneficial. Thank you. That I can't even tell you what that means to me. So bless you because it's interaction. uh, Ask questions, real questions. See, and even real comments like that really blesses me. So, all right. What's the R then? You thought I forgot. I thought I did too. For the R in recreate, family, occupation, recreation. Well, what do you do for fun? That that again is when you meet someone for new and but in your wife, when you're asking real questions and good questions about her day, you can say, what did you like best about your day today? What was your favorite part? Did you do anything fun today? That's a question that you genuinely be interested. And here's the famous phrase. You ready? Now I'm going to test you. If you come to our Epic Intensive, which by the way, we have one this Thursday. Can you believe it? If there's anybody spontaneous out there, message me. We might have space for you. I actually think we only have space for a female because we have a room full. We have our rooms, everything's full except for one room. So, or one bed. I think we have an extra bed in the girls' room. Anyways, just message me. We'll figure it out because we have another Epic Intensive next month in April. So here's the thing though. At our Epic Intensives, I want to challenge you. If you've come to them or you're coming to one, I want to challenge you to remember this. First of all, when you don't know what to ask a question, you can always say that. I don't know what question to ask. What question should I ask you to get to know you better or to connect better with you? What would be a good question? People often say, okay. Or an expert, if you're learning from an expert, you can ask the expert, what question should I ask you in order to gain more understanding and wisdom from you? Because people that talk and teach and train, they know good questions. They know things that they should be talking about that would help someone. They do, believe me. That's part of becoming a mentor and a trainer and teacher, a speaker. You actually learn good questions. You actually learn questions you should ask and questions you ask yourself, or typically questions you know would be beneficial if someone else asked it too. So, okay. So back to the message and genuinely being interested. When you come to an Epic Intensive, I want you to I want to notice that you ask this question. I want to hear you do it with others. And I want to hear you do it with me. If you're truly here at an event that we're hosting, or Chantel, do it with Chantel. And that's this phrase: tell me more about that. 5 words. Tell me more about that. What that shows is you're genuinely interested. And it's funny because it's a simple phrase that will absolutely make you a leveled up communicator. Tell me more about that. Wow, okay. Tell me more about that. Yeah, okay. Tell me more about that. Are you following me? Tell me more about that. Tell me more about that. Very important, very powerful phrase. Okay. Another good thing, man, that shows you're confident is don't fear silence. Don't be afraid to pause and think. Now, some of you, that's what you normally do. And I get it. And it's a benefit. You're a blessing that you actually will pause and think about stuff. Take time. Silence is good. I'm learning the power of silence, to be honest. Don't rush to fill space. Do you follow me? When you're confident, you don't need to fill the space. You don't need to say a bunch of stuff. A lot of times, you'll actually appear more wiser if you say less words. Constantly, when I'm doing things, I'm learning how to simplify and say less words. Mean the same thing with saying less. It's very powerful. And then embracing her mind is such a powerful thing. So if you're pursuing her and you want to pursue her, the mind is very powerful thing. And a woman wants to know that you see her as intelligent. She does. And she is, by the way, brilliant. But there has been in this world we live in this thing about women being suppressed and oppressed, being looked down upon. It's sad that that is part of our history. But things have changed. To pursue is not chasing, it's not desperation, it's not control. Pursuit, I want you to listen to the definition of this: intentional, steady, clear movement towards her heart. Okay? Intentional, steady, clear movement towards her heart. That's what pursuit is. A pursued woman feels secure, feels loved. So as we pursue her, we pursue her mind. Pursuing her mind, guess what it takes? We've been talking about it, confidence. Why does it take confidence to pursue her mind? Well, because you actually, if you are going to pursue her mind and pursue the fact that she has a brilliant mind, she is very smart and very intelligent, and that may mean you actually need to learn from her. You may actually want to honor her that she is a mentor to you and has taught you lots of things. My wife, brilliant. Our content would not exist if it wasn't for her. Triggers to Triumph, our communication pieces, our connection pieces, our validation stuff that we talk about, the power of validation, the power of connection, the power of the 3 C's of love and connection, affection, the 3 C's of affection. Like, it comes from my bride. I'll never forget. We were actually on a plane and we were talking about things that help bring connection. And we had the confidence, we had the communication, and it was like, what's another thing that we know it takes to have a very holistic, well-rounded relationship? What is it that causes men and women both to have deeper, more intimate relationships? And I remember and we were on the plane together, connecting and communicating about this, and commitment hit. It was like, that's it. Of course it is. That's what it requires to have a better, more intimate relationship. Is confidence. That helps you to communicate better. That allows you to be committed for the long term. That's a holistic way of having deep, more loving, affectionate relationships. Confidence, communication, commitment. Super powerful. And that was years ago. And it was through the process of learning from my wife, willing to ask for help, willing to know and acknowledge her brilliance and what she's good at and what she teaches me. She's my mentor in many ways, teaching me how to validate, teaching me how to love well. And guess what? There are many ways I teach her how to love well, and I teach her how to connect with people and asking questions, but she already did that too. So together we collaborate and we grow and we learn together. That's what happens in genuinely powerful, epic relationships. If you want an epic life, this thing up here, you got to have a strategy. You've got to develop skills that will create that epic life. Pursuing her mind requires confidence. If you're insecure, you dominate conversations or you completely withdraw. You want me to say that again? I know that hurts. When you're insecure, you dominate the conversation, don't even let her talk, or you completely withdraw. Confident men are curious. They ask good questions. They learn more about her. Congratulations, by the way. Thanks for the comments. And 9 days sober, whoever this is, congratulations. I'll pause and acknowledge you. That's pretty awesome. It's quite a thing to be sober and sober minded, sound mind, powerful. Way to go. Those of you watching, I just want to acknowledge you. Richard and Ken, love you guys. Love you, men. Some great men in my life that hold me accountable to my goals and dreams, hold me accountable to continuing to sharpen, become better. Men that actually ask me good questions and keep me developing and growing. Thank you, man. And Jesse Kaufman, too, as well. I don't know if he's here this morning. A lot of times he is. But those three men are some powerful men in my life. And I'm grateful for them. All right. Communication, 3 C's. How does this incorporate in pursuing her? As our topic is pursuing her and what that looks like, pursuing her mind today. Communication. This is an obvious one. If you're pursuing her mind, good communication isn't talking more, it's understanding more. Okay. We ask questions to pursue understanding, pursue clarity, not to accuse, not to, have an agenda, but to pursue understanding. Pursuit sounds like, tell me more about that. Yep, remember that? What made you feel that way? What matters most to you right now? What's the most important thing to you right now? To pursue her, to learn from her, to grow together is to acknowledge her. Communication, good, healthy communication builds intimacy always. We say that constantly. Chantel talked about that yesterday. If you didn't see yesterday's, by the way, I highly recommend it. She is so amazing. As we were driving, I said, hey, can we do a love talk together while we're driving? And she said, yes. And it's awesome because I just started prompting her with questions. And man, when she's, driving, she gets into it and it's like she goes into default mode, which is super powerful and intelligent. And she was talking about communication yesterday and the importance of communication and the importance of connection through communication and for clarity. And it was just really, really good. I invite you to go check it out from yesterday. The recording's out there on our social media, Facebook and YouTube. We try to do this every day, every weekday. We were out of town last week for a wedding, so we missed Friday, but typically we're on here every day. I come on at 5 a.m. and she comes on with me a little bit later, 7:30. Today we won't be doing this together because she's got a doctor's appointment with our daughter, our beautiful pregnant daughter, Hazel, who's making us grandparents. We have a lot of spiritual grandchildren, but this will be our first through our one of our children, either Mateo or Hazel. We have our 2 kids, and Hazel's the first. So super blessed by her. Little Kalea is going to be coming to us in May. In May, baby day. Baby day is supposed to be the 12th, May 12th. And so I'm super pumped for that. We've got baby shower coming up. Sorry, squirrel, but hey, this is my life. Cheers. So, men, when you're communicating with her and asking her questions and you're acknowledging her mind, if you're confident, you'll ask questions to learn from her. You'll ask questions and communicate well to um, gain understanding. When was the last time you did learn something from your wife? When was the last time you did learn something from your girlfriend? When was the last time you learned something from your fiance? This is our talk, man. And I want to hear from you. I want to know what you've learned from your wife this week. Um, Something that I learned from Chantel recently was the importance of tone, always with everyone, not just with her. It always starts with her, and harshness is no bueno, no good. When you have harshness, it's not going to be long before People don't want to be around you. People they don't feel comfortable with you. So being harsh is not a good leadership skill. It is something that a lot of leaders use to intimidate and to bring fear, and fear is a tactic. It is part of what throughout history fear has been used to control people and to create, you know, put fear in people to get them to do something you want them to do, right? So I want to just encourage you to learn something from her. Pursue her. And part of pursuing her is her mind. Pursuing her mind is to acknowledge she is intelligent, she's brilliant, and to learn something from her. My wife is brilliant. All the ways she has taught me how to communicate, how to have love and affection, how to even communicate well with other men. Seriously, it's super interesting how she encourages me to reach out and just out of the blue call a friend that's a man. I know, weird, right, man? She'll encourage me to text or send a video. Marco Polo is a big one that we utilize. And it is interesting how um, men typically don't like to use Marco Polo. Marco Polo is a platform where it's video texting essentially. It's like have you ever played that game Marco Polo? Marco Polo, Marco Polo. So you say something and they respond. You have conversation through video back and forth. That's why I said it's like video texting. And it's a great platform. You get to see their expression, you get to hear them, talk to them. And by the way, you can speed it up if they're having deep in thought and they're taking longer to communicate. You can speed it up, or also you can listen to it in between, conversations, or when you're on a break or something or using the restroom. A lot of times I'll listen to different Marco Polos people have sent me. It's a way of communicating, mentoring someone when they have questions. So it's a very powerful platform. I love utilizing it. And it's good because again, you get to see your face and communicate. So my precious wife has encouraged me to utilize Marco Polo, to reach out to men, to let them know that I care, because I do, but sometimes I forget that it's important to be proactive in relationships, communicating. So that's something I learned from my wife, and a good reminder constantly of how it is beneficial to pursue even relationships with friends. Men typically want to be loners and, oh, I got this. So communicating with others is very powerful. And that's what she taught me and continues to teach me, the power and importance of good communication with other men, just to have that camaraderie, that love, that connection. So pursue her mind, pursue her intelligence, pursue her brilliance. But acknowledging that and actually knowing and believing you can learn from her is powerful. You can. She's got a lot of skills that you can use, I promise. Love and affection is a big part of it. Communication is a big part of it. So, the third C of three C's of love and affection and intimacy, commitment. When you consistently pursue her thoughts, her wisdom, her skills over time, it shows that you are committed to her. It helps her to feel safe. It helps her to believe. Let's just go there. Believe that she's intelligent. Believe that she's smart. Again, unfortunately, with the world we've lived in and the history we have, women have not been told. Now it's different. Hopefully, it's getting better. But women were told they weren't good at math, that only men are good at math. Like all these weird things historically, not today, not now, hopefully, is that they are not they're not historically told and meant to believe that they are intelligent, smart, brilliant. My wife is probably one of the smartest women on the planet. And I mean that. Like the way that she thinks about things, the way she strategizes, the way that she can see certain situations, the way that she can tell through tones of voice and through the way people communicate, the things that they're struggling with and things that they're going through. Brilliant. Her understanding of energy and how people feel the tone of voice and things, it's so amazing to me. And also her understanding, the triggers to triumph process that we have, understanding trauma and how people respond and what they do because of trauma and how they react to certain situations, and to not take it personal, but to continue to push through, and to be able to see, not judge people by that their habits in their environment may have created certain actions. That's not who they are, though. To see past those actions and see who they genuinely are in the core, their heart. That's beautiful. My wife has done so much to teach me that. Epic 30 we created together and developed and continue to refine together. MVP, identity, and developing that identity and knowing who people are and helping them to see who they are and changing their story. That came from our processing together, learning from the Father, and then continuing to develop it and refine it and make it better for you. So, commitment. When you consistently pursue her thoughts and her mind and learning from her, gaining wisdom from her, and being grateful for the brilliant mind that she has, she's going to begin to believe at a greater, deeper level, and she's going to become more intelligent. She's going to keep learning and growing and continue to develop her mind. When you are constantly learning, constantly committed to her and learning from her, it shows that you're here. I'm here. I'm present. I'm invested. I care about your mind and your inner world. Pursuit without consistency feels fake and temporary. I'm going to say that again. Pursuit of her mind without consistency feels temporary and even fake. Pursuit of your wife, pursuit of your girlfriend, pursuit of your fiance is very important. Pursuit of her mind. I promise you it matters. This may be a topic you've never heard, never talked about, never heard anybody pursue her mind. What do you mean? And what's interesting is when you pursue her mind and you see the intelligence that she has, it's going to bring more of that out. What you focus on will flourish. Focusing on how intelligent, how brilliant your wife, your girlfriend, your fiance is will actually cause her to develop it more and begin to bring it forth more and have more confidence because you believe in her and you speak it over her and you ask for more of it. Then she gets more confidence the more she practices that and develops that. The more you encourage her to go forth and do it. You have limitations. You have fears. And there are things that she does not have. She doesn't have your fears, your limitations. So then encourage her to go forth intelligently and with incredible skills. Now, the three core activities that we talk about: MVP, Epic 30, and Triggers to Triumph. What are those activities and how do they develop? And how is it that you can incorporate these to pursue her? As you pursue her, what does it look like? Building confidence, communication, commitment. Some things that you can do to build confidence is strong physically. You continue to get stronger, more physical, show up strong, and have discipline through exercise, through learning, through growing. So let's talk about the different things that can build confidence through our core activities. Um, give me a second here. Our core activities are Epic 30, MVP, and Triggers to triumph. So in Epic 30, it is a daily routine that we have for connection, for confidence, because repetition builds confidence and communication comes through our repetitive process that we created called Epic 30. And actually, Epic 30 practices, even while you're single and you may not have a girlfriend or may not have a fiance or a wife or children to do the Epic 30 together. It is a process that you first do, you can do alone to develop your MVP, your identity, and to become more confident happens through repetition. Well, what is that repetition? You're actually pursuing the Father, a relationship and a connection with the Father. The funny thing about that is you don't have to really pursue the Father. He's here and willing and waiting to pursue you and connect with you. He says, "Take my yoke, for it is easy. My burden is light." And guess what? We have to take it. We have to be willing to join him. But part of that, joining him, is pursuing him, is connecting with him. And what's interesting is this part of our process in the Epic 30, it shows that, and it's through the process of these core activities that you will build your confidence. You will communicate better. So, how do we build confidence? It is through repetition. That will actually build your skills and your efforts of commitment. So, Epic 30 is writing the letter. So, you're actually communicating through writing as well. And then you're declaring. So, it's called in the Epic 30. I want you to remember this: release, receive, give. You're creating a flow daily. Every morning, it's important and beneficial for you to create a flow. It's important and beneficial for you to pursue her. And part of pursuing her is incorporating and developing and working on these core activities daily. If you implement them daily, it is amazing what the benefit that comes from this. So, the releasing is journaling. That's the fastest, quickest, most efficient way we have found in our lives and helped others to be able to develop a something that puts you and creates the flow in your life. So you journal and release things that you're holding on to, frustrations, you know, uh, maybe it's some pain, maybe it's some eh, anger you're dealing with, or maybe it's good things too. Again, a lot of times we have to release things that are holding us back to be able to receive good things and gratitude and honor and blessing. That's just part of the flow. We get things pent up in us, we get frustration, and usually, unfortunately, we take it out on the ones we love. And listen, the Father wants to be the one. That's why that's powerful to journal and release things into the journal. Release it to where the Father, he says, cast all your cares and your burdens on me. He cares for you and he wants to hear from you in that way. He's saying, hey, give it to me instead of your girlfriend, instead of your spouse, instead of your fiance, instead of your children. Don't take it out on them. Take it out on me, he says, for that's what I'm here for. And it's really powerful when we can learn to exercise that muscle. Are you embracing the silence? Are you still with me? So as we release, we journal, then we receive. What we've seen is best, quickest, most efficient. Again, there's many, many ways you can do this. To get into the flow, there's many, many ways that you can connect with the Father and have an intimate relationship with him and learn to pursue him. However, our most effective way is to release, journal, write a letter, and then receive. Now, we literally do this quickly, 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 and God is not bound by time. In 4 minutes, you can have a release from journaling and get rid of some junk and receive a blessing in 4 minutes. So literally this process can take 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. Very powerful, very quick to help engage you and get you into the flow. On a 15-minute, instead of having a smoke break like some others do, you could have a break, a release break of getting back into the flow and getting more confidence growing in you again, communicating well, and being committed to your best identity and to your best day. It can happen daily. So I've released a little bit of journaling or even prayer, releasing through conversation with the Father, prayer out loud, declaring things, letting go of stuff, complaining even. Bring those things to the Father. He can handle it, I promise. And then it has to do with now receiving. Once I've released, what am I going to receive? The fastest, quickest way that we have found is very beneficial and very effective is through random Bible search. And I'm going to show you here on this phone. I literally just type in random. Now, part of it is because I do utilize it quite a bit, but here's random. Can you see that? And as soon as I start typing a random Bible search, it comes up. Random Bible verse, dailyverse.net, but it's random when you click on it. Now I clicked on it, and here's what it is. I'm just showing you right away. I haven't even read it yet. Okay. What's that mean to you? I don't know. What does it mean to you? As I began to speak, the Holy Spirit came on them as he had come on us at the beginning. Amen. Amen. Let's just marinate on that. As I'm speaking, is the Father connecting and loving on you? So this is how we receive wisdom from the Father. First, we release through journaling. Then we receive. Do you feel it? You got to let go of some stuff, and then you receive something new, better, beneficial stuff. Wisdom from the Father. Acts 11:15, where the Holy Spirit fell upon them. And as you begin to do amazing things, it just gets better. Acts 11:15, when we do a deep dive on that, you'll find there's more hidden treasures in that. There's more stuff than just on the surface. The Holy Spirit, when I speak and when the Father speaks through me, it will penetrate the coldest and hardest of hearts. It will soften with love. To speak, to verbalize. Pneuma is the breath, the Holy Spirit. Spirit came upon them, comes upon you. These are all deep dives of understanding how the Father works through his Spirit. That's a random Bible verse. That's some wisdom to receive a message from the Father. He wants to speak to you today. So then, now that I released, I receive, and then now give. What am I going to give? I'm going to give gratitude. I'm going to give honor where honor is due. I'm going to lift up the Father first and thank him. That's gratitude. We call them GWs. So you got release. You release things that are holding you back to get into the flow, things that fears, doubts. You're letting go of those things and get into hopefully a state of gratitude and honor and blessing. Then receive wisdom from the Father. Receive a word to know that he wants to connect with you and he loves you. And then give. Give to who? We love the order of honor. Give to the Father first. I'm grateful for the Father and all that he does to connect with me. He is so good. Now, this is genuine. I'm being real right now. So again, you can take time to give Father gratitude and give him edification. We call it GWs, gratitude worthies. You probably have a problem with that word worthy, and I'm sorry that you do. But it's time to get over it, and it's time to start utilizing it because it's beneficial, and it's time to start saying it out loud. It works. You can stay stuck in your excuses, stay stuck in complacency and fear, or you can begin to pursue her and pursue the Father, pursue your best identity. It matters. And you're going to get better results when you choose to take action and pursue. It matters. And you're worthy of having that. So I'm grateful to the Father for his love and connection. I'm grateful for all his wisdom, all the ways that he has given me a sound mind, all the ways he's given me ideas and powerful ways to implement things in my life. He's so good. And Papa, Father, Abba, you are so worthy of greater love, greater affection. You're worthy of your children knowing you as Father, loving you, connecting with you on a deeper, more intimate level, and not being afraid of you, Father. I'm sorry for religion, Father. That is cause people to fear you, cause people to have a weird perspective of you. I'm sorry, Father, because you're worthy of having such good connection. Makes me emotional because I'm so grateful to be a good father and to have an opportunity to have children. I never had any biological children, but my children that I have adopted, Hazel and Mateo, and my two beautiful children that Chantel has given me the honor and privilege of being able to participate in raising them and being in their lives. I tell you, it's an honor and a privilege to have that connection and love and affection. When I don't have it with my kids, it hurts, man. Oh, it hurts. There's been times where, yeah, I've made some mistakes and done some dumb stuff as a father. My insecurities, my lack of confidence. And there was a gap. There was a division between me and my children. That hurts. It's tough. So it makes me emotional when I think about this process of love and affection. And I think about even the worthies of speaking it over the Father and what he's worthy of and how he must feel because he loves so deeply. He is love. So, all right. So GW's gratitudes and worthies over the Father, order of honor, self. Now, you probably thought I was going to say others, but listen, self needs to come first because we can only love to the capacity and level we love ourselves. So you got to learn to love yourself. And part of that is being grateful for yourself and things about yourself and being able to declare it out loud. There's something very powerful about that. So, Carlos, I am grateful for your leadership, your love, your kindness, your pursuit of the Father, your best identity, your pursuit of your bride and your wife as an example, your pursuit of relationships, connections with people and men, team members. You're honoring and loving team members. You're worthy, Carlos, of having your heart's desires, of scaling, duplicating, worthy of this message, this powerful message of and core activities to get out to the world. You're worthy of healthy, powerful business developing globally. Worthy of seeing lives and transformation and connection, love and affection in families, marriages. Thank you. I received that. Now, notice I said thank you. I received that. We should receive these things when we say them. I am worthy of an incredible day. I am worthy of an epic life. We've got to pursue it. So pursuing her, now this is where others comes in. And this is part of the pursuing her. When a man is consistently doing GWs over a woman, over your girlfriend, your fiance, your wife, I promise you it benefits. Consistency shows, builds trust, makes her feel safe, loving her well. When you keep your promises and you follow through, you show up consistently. A woman will trust you more. The steadiness, the consistency. When, it's interesting. The one thing that I do, um, the one thing that has happened in these relationships that Chantel and I have built over the years, and especially these last 5 years, becoming the Amish Matchmakers, and we're not Amish, but we do help the Amish, and they're beautiful. It's a beautiful culture, a beautiful language. The Amish people, the Anabaptist people, Amish and Mennonite people are powerful, amazing people. And one of the things that has happened through the years is our pursuit of them and the connection and love and affection that has taken place. And what's interesting is when I am not consistently connecting with them, consistently communicating, there's so many different clients and things that we have. We have multiple companies, multiple people that we mentor. And so trust gets built through consistency. It really does. And what's interesting is I always notice when I don't have when let's say I have events or things have been disrupted from the regular flow of connection and consistent communication with people, they start being suspicious. They start wondering what's going on and they start losing trust. It is fascinating to watch. But when there's a consistent communication, we have weekly standing appointments, mentorships. Man, that trust gets built, 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 built. And it's so interesting how when you break those consistent flows of communication and connection, how trust starts to diminish. Because again, you haven't been around someone for a while. You're wondering if they're real. Oh, well, they don't, they said all this, Carlos said all this stuff, but now he's not even communicating with me. And see, it's really about their own personal identity and their own personal confidence. Because a person that's confident, when you meet back up with them and you haven't seen them for maybe even years, you're like, bam, right back into it. Because they weren't controlled by your connection or lack thereof connection or lack of communication. They're they don't need you to be confident, right? Do you follow me? So then when you do connect, it's like, wow, you're right back. You're like just at it. And it's interesting how um, confidence plays a huge part in this. To be consistent builds trust. And by the way, trust is not earned. I know people believe that, but really it's because of the consistency and the communication that you see and feel that they're committed to you in a relationship. And so then you begin to trust them because of that. The repetition, the consistency, the faithfulness, right? Like, oh yeah, I could trust them because they're there all the time. Like it's really interesting. People you work with and sometimes the people you work with, you actually trust more than your own spouse. Unfortunately, that's not the best way, and that's not what I believe is good, but it's real because you work with people and you see them every day, every day, every day. And then, and you talk to them and you spend more time with them. A lot of times in a lot of marriages, you spend more time with people you work with than you do your own spouse. It's just part of the process because you're working 8 to 10 hours a day. And then go home and you still haven't seen your spouse. You might have different work schedules. And then finally you meet for the last hour of the day. And maybe you didn't meet in the morning. Like these are crazy things that happen in marriage and relationship. It's real. And so now then when you are pursuing her and you're working through this Epic 30 process, it matters. It makes a difference. Like I said, consistency. The daily routine of doing Epic 30 together matters. You think it doesn't. Oh, I don't need to do it today. Look, it matters. So you did GWs for father, did GWs for myself, now others. This is part of pursuing her. Let me give you an example of what GWs are over her because I received, and now I'm going to give. And so if you're pursuing her, you're going to daily, every weekday, at least 5 days a week, you're going to send her GWs. Seriously, you can do this. What you're grateful for about her and what she's worthy of. What are her strengths? What are her things that she's good at? Her skills that you can be grateful for? Her mind, her intelligence. I'm grateful for her. So then this is And then worthies are, do you know what her goals are, her needs? Can you speak? You are worthy of having those goals fulfilled, those things, those needs that you need, those things you have that are needs fulfilled in you. Are you able to say those things? Men, yes, you can. You can. So, Chantel, I'm grateful for your kindness. I'm grateful for your brilliant, brilliant mind, the content that you've created, the processes and strategies and skills that you bring to the world. I'm grateful for that. So powerful. Grateful for the way you've taught me to communicate well. You've helped me to have to be better at um, being empathetic. I'm grateful for the skills you've taught me in validation and loving well and enhancing the way that I communicate. Chantel, you are worthy of your optimal health. You're worthy of working out and reaching your health goals. You're worthy of seeing our companies grow and thrive and our children develop. You're worthy of having a healthy grandbaby in May, being born in May. You're worthy of seeing lives transformed and having an incredibly successful epic intensive this weekend. I love and appreciate you, Chantel. So, by the way, I think it's very powerful and beneficial to say, I love and appreciate you, Papa. I love and appreciate you, Carlos. To say those things is really beneficial. To get those words, declaring those words is beneficial. I love and appreciate you. That's a good phrase, a good power phrase. I want you to memorize that. I love and appreciate you and say that constantly. Consistency brings trust. Consistency brings deeper, greater, more intelligence, love, commitment, connection, affection. Are you following me? Epic 30 will absolutely build discipline and will absolutely show that you can follow through. Keep your promises, become steady, build trust. Can you plan a date this week? It's Tuesday. Saturday's date night. Can you plan for a date night Saturday? Seriously. And matter of fact, I've got to look at my date night. I think it was this Saturday. Maybe it was this next Saturday that I planned for the Polaris. Remember, I told you I had a reservation for the Polaris for like 2 months. We've been busy. Then we had that snow date 2 months ago or so, where we got snowed in. Kind of, not really, but we didn't go anywhere on that day. So, can you plan a date that is follow through, that is consistency, commitment? Um, can you text or pursue her through text? Doing GWs daily is an art and a form, a way of pursuing her. Can you show up on time for your appointments with her, for your date nights? Can you prioritize her? Seriously, men, step up. You got this. That's the first battleground, is of the mind, and knowing that you can love her well. And these skills matter and will help you. Can you remember details? Epic 30 is part of the process of knowing what she needs, what some of her goals and needs are, knowing what her strategies and skills are that she's good at, and telling her you're grateful for those things. I am going longer today. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You can leave anytime. Thanks for being here, by the way. If you want to make a comment, I would love that. Let's see. Good morning. That's awesome. Like, you seem like a good dude. Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, I'll pause real quick. We've got a couple more things I want to cover. Chantel is taking Hazel to the doctor's appointment this morning. So I decided I'm going to run and go a little bit longer today, talking about, we just got done, we're talking about pursuing her and pursuing her mind and how that builds confidence and then communication skills and commitment. So would you be willing to like and subscribe to our channel on Facebook? Would you be willing to repost and make comments? It matters. It helps the algorithm. More people see our content, then more people hopefully can build relationships. If you would be willing to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it with others and make comments, I assure you that we will continue to bring content every day, continue to bring things and talk conversations and things that will help you in your relationships. We do. That's what we want to do, is really make a difference in marriage and help you to have an epic life. You're worthy of it. You are. And so I am grateful that you're here and a part of this channel and a part of here for the Amish Matchmakers. And I'm requesting that you would, because I always forget to ask. And then I noticed our channel slowed down in February. Here we are now in March. It blows my mind that it's March 3rd. Goodness gracious. But in February, we had hardly any subscribers come on board. In January was the most we had, more than all of 2025, because I was consistently asking. So I'm going to get back to that, asking you to please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. The channel, the content, maybe a nugget or a short or a reel that is shared. Would you share it with others? And let's create epic marriages. All right, back to pursuing her. We're going to finish out with these last two things: how to pursue her and what MVP does to benefit you in pursuing her. Well, MVP is clarity in who you are, your identity, your personal identity, but it's also recognizing, acknowledging your mission, your vision, and your peculiar, what's unique about you. When I say peculiar, so when you know who you are, where you're going, and what kind of home and environment you're building around you, it matters. When you're looking, pursuing her mind and pursuing her heart, and you know who you are, it builds confidence. Women feel secure around direction. And when you're constantly asking questions and learning more about her beautiful mind and how intelligent she is and learning from her, it will grow confidence in her and grow confidence in you. When you don't know your mission or you don't understand where you're headed, then the world will dictate that. The news will, OPO, other people's opinions will shape how you think and how you live and the things that you pursue, because you're afraid of what's happening in our world, because you watch the fake news or you watch news that, again, I'm not saying you just live oblivious, but I'm saying that those things are controlling you when you're consumed by it, and then it causes you to do weird stuff and do things that, again, what are you doing to make a difference? It'd be, your energy would be better spent creating and developing skills that will make you a better person, that will cause you to be a better contributor to this planet. Maybe you should run for president. Seriously, maybe you should run for president, so that you can make a difference in the world. Maybe you should run for governor. Maybe you should run for mayor. Maybe you should get involved in politics to make politics better. Just saying. So many people are constantly in fear and complaining, and they'll have so much like criticism of our leadership or of our government, and yet you're not doing anything about it to become it. If you want to change it, become it. Seriously. Come on. You got this. I believe in you. All right, sorry. Well, your identity, though, will come from connecting with the Father and connecting with your best self. And what does that look like as you're developing who you are? And then you can influence others as well. Release, receive, give. Now, your wife, as you become more confident and as you connect with her on a deeper level, when you know your mission, who you are, why you're here, when you see yourself developing, becoming better and stronger, more confident, physically, mentally, emotionally, relationally, it matters. And it affects your relationship with her. It really does. When you know your mission, you'll be able to pursue her and come into alignment with her better. Here's the life that I'm building and that I'm going after, and I want to build it with you. That's part of dating. I want to build it with you as part of engagement. I want to build it with you as part of marriage and continuing to develop that together. MVP in action matters. Not just creating that MVP, but now taking action on it and believing and knowing who you are. All right, triggers to triumph, the final one. Triggers to triumph is your story. This is all part of it. So when I'm constantly daily in the routines of Epic 30, I'm developing a better story. Triggers to triumph will help disrupt the story of your past, the story of your trauma, and help you to live in a story of triumph. That's the bottom line of what Triggers to Triumph is designed for and what it does for you in your life. And it's a process of forgiveness. It's a process of having empathy. It's a process of seeing things through a different lens, being victorious, being a hero instead of a victim. It's real. Your story will dictate that. What do you believe about you? Well, part of it is Epic 30, part is MVP, and then Triggers to Triumph is releasing that old story and being willing to find a mentor, plug into someone that will disrupt your old story and help you to see a better story, a better way of thinking. Because what you think is what you're becoming. It's real. What you think is what you're becoming. So I want you to think about better things. That's why the word says that. Think on these things. And then it lists the fruits of the Spirit. They're good things. God's garden. That's good. All right. Well, I think I'm done for today. But today we've been talking about pursuing her. So go pursue her. I can talk all day about it. However, what's most important is for you to go and take action. Pursuit sounds like clear intention, calm leadership, steady effort if you're single, pursuing a girlfriend. For married men, for engaged men and married men as well, these core activities will create a man worth pursuing back. Women will respond to a good, confident man. Pursue her mind. It will affect her heart. Pursue her dreams. Don't let comfort replace intentionality. Women don't fall for perfection, they fall for strength expressed through steadiness. I'm going to say that again. Women fall for and love strength expressed through steadiness. Strong and steady wins the race. Strong and steady wins the race. Strong and steady wins the race. You have what it takes. You do. You have what it takes. You just got to do it. And then do it again, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. Decide, commit, act, succeed. Decide, commit, act, succeed. Decide, commit, act, succeed. Decide, commit, act, succeed, and repeat. Repeat, repeat. That's why I keep saying it over and over. It's part of the process of getting in the flow. It's part of the process of taking action, and then she will respond to you. She loves you, but you need to be a man that's worthy of her responding to. Be a man that is a great lover and connector. God bless you. We'll continue this communication about pursuing her tomorrow morning as well. Thanks for staying a little extra long with me. I know I'm long-winded today, but I wanted to bring some of this and just have a good conversation with you. Have a great day. God bless you. Make it epic. We are the Amish Matchmakers. We help singles find godly spouses, create epic marriages, and develop a legacy rooted, founded, long-lasting legacy in faith, freedom, and above all else,